Hi, Annie.
Hi, Claire. How are you?
Not too bad. Welcome to another off-the-cuff podcast. Well, have you opened up recently?
Have I opened up?
Yeah. I mean, have you been out on the streets? Have you seen the movement on the streets? Do you not get the sensation that you're kind of... I think I'm kind of floating around the street, seeing all these people and this interaction with people, and people even trying to kiss me. I know, I've managed to...
Wow.
Yes, no. It's social distancing, definitely the best thing that came out of a pandemic.
Yeah, exactly.
Not going back there again.
Exactly. Well, to be honest, yesterday I was walking through the Casco Viejo in Vitoria, and I was like, I was kind of in a trance.
Yeah,
like just walking through, like looking at people and like faces and noses and mouths that I haven't seen in so long.
Happy faces.
Yeah. And we walked through the whole street, and then like my family and I, we just kind of like stopped and looked at each other like, wow, that was the most people we've walked through in like years.
Yeah, because it does seem like so long ago, and everybody seems to be so in such good form. Of course, we've had this kind of Indian summer, which has, made things even better because people have been out on the street.
Yes, it's a beautiful fall day, and speaking of beautiful fall days, like I think 2 weeks ago, I had a friend visiting from Florida.
Oh, wow.
And we went to La Rioja, and you could see all the colors of the trees.
Such a beautiful time of the year.
Oh, it was gorgeous. It was just so nice, and really nice to connect with an old friend.
God, that's so good. I mean, again, opening up, people are flying again. People are just. Was she just on holiday? Was she?
That's right. She was just on holiday.
Oh, so it's nice to think that people feel safe to cross the pond.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's very nice.
And to connect with somebody after 20 years, I mean, you must have thought before you met her, I mean, you didn't know this person since you were in school uniform together, so, a lot can happen. Is she going to like me? Am I going to like her? How did that go?
Yeah, it was funny. Well, it was funny because that thought came into my head, like, I wonder how we're gonna, encounter each other.
Because your school friends, you see that face that you sat across in the classroom. You see that face.
Right.
And did you see that face when you met her 20 years later? I find sometimes you do.
Okay, it's the same. It's kind of the same face, but definitely a different woman. And that's just that. It's a woman, And,
yeah.
Actually, I think we probably had more in common today than we did 20 years ago. So it was actually a really enjoyable encounter. And not just that, but I just told her this the other day, that my husband kept going, they were really good company. And I think he was just so surprised.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How could they click so quickly?
Yeah.
How could they suddenly get on?
They were very enjoyable. They were very enjoyable Floridians,
Yeah.
So it was good. It was good.
Oh, I'm glad that went well, I mean, bring on more get-togethers like that. But I'd like to move on to something a little bit different now.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but I've been bogged down recently with working out a way to get phrasal verbs through to students, and we've been discussing and talking about this now. And how can you do it in a way which is more practical and not turn them off phrasal verbs for life? Because as far as I'm concerned, lists, unless you have a photographic memory, they just don't sink in. You have to be in tune with the language constantly to be able to pick them up and also use them yourself.
I think I know what you're getting at, Claire. Are we talking about our new idea here?
That's what I'm on about.
Okay, so everyone, we've come up with a solution, we've come up with a new idea, and we have a new series of English learning podcasts that will highlight vocabulary, starting with phrasal verbs, coming out hopefully in the near future.
Yeah, in the very near future, once we get it together, and the idea is to make people see and hear phrasal verbs in action and be able to practice themselves.
That's right, because you can't run away from them. You can't run away from phrasal verbs. That's right. And, keeping up with the latest ones and keeping up with the language means that you start putting in practice what you're hearing. And we want everybody to just dive in and start using them as soon as possible.
Exactly, yeah, and get rid of that fear.
That's right. So everyone, we want you to tune in not just to our off-the-cuff podcast, but also to our new upcoming English learning podcast.
Okay, look forward to it.
Look forward to it, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.